without realizing that it's our last opportunity. Now, how do we get to a point of building this Emunah? Chazal says that there are there's only two things that are going to help someone at the end of times. Torah ve'gmilut chasadim. The Torah, meaning not only learning Torah every day, but practicing Torah. You can't just say, listen, yeah, you know what? Thank you for giving me this advice. I'm going to read 15 minutes or an hour a day of Torah, but I'm not going to keep anything. I'm just going to read it like a book. I'm going to read it like Harry Potter. I'm going to read it like one of these novels that is a bestseller in the New York Times. I want to read it. Isn't that Torah? No. It's not. Torah, when Chazal says Torah, it means not only learning Torah, but actually putting it into action. Doing what it says. Because if you're just reading it like a book, that by itself is a sin. It's not just a book. It's not just a history book. The second thing is Gmilut Chasadim. Gmilut Chasadim is doing something, as we were saying before, beyond just money. Yes, it may include money. It may not include money. But most importantly, it's something that includes your time, where you are donating your time. You're donating your effort. You're doing something that's above and beyond what you would normally do. One of the best Gmilut Chasadim that you can possibly do, especially now, is, as we were saying right before we pressed the button of on, is kiruv. Getting other Jews to become religious. Now, if you're a good speaker, you can give, if you know Torah, you're a good speaker, you could teach Torah. If not, you give them a disc of somebody else that speaks. If you don't have a disc, bring them to a lecture. There's all types of ways of doing kiruv. It doesn't all require money. If you already have a Facebook account or a Twitter account, instead of twittering about what Paris Hilton ate last week on Tuesday at 3 a.m., tweet a Shiur Torah by Rabbi Mizrahi or Rabbi Zamir Cohen or one of these rabbis. Stop wasting your time with nonsense. If you're on Facebook, if you see a nice shiur, or you see one of these short clips that we've been putting on over the last week, or anything else that's out there, press like, share it with your friends. Don't be so selfish. Spread the words of Torah. Some of it requires money, but it doesn't necessarily need to. Why is kiruv so good? Because the Gemara in Masechet Baba Metzia, it says someone that brings other Jews that are far and makes them religious is given the power to override Hashem's decrees. This is mind-boggling when you think about it. Someone that makes other Jews religious, Hashem is giving him the power to tell Hashem, no, I disagree, I want this person to live. Hashem decides, listen, I need to punish this person, chas v'shalom, I'm going to give him a disease. And he's only going to have a week to live. If that person is lucky enough to know a righteous Jew that does kiruv, and that person comes and cares enough about this Jew and he starts praying to Hashem and he says, Hashem, no, I don't want you to kill him. He's going to do better. Give him another chance. According to Chazal in the Gemara, this is the oral Torah. This is not some hidden book that no one knows about. This is in the core part of the foundation of the Torah. Hashem, in essence, can say, yes, something that was already decided, even if it's a death penalty. Now, obviously, if we could do something like that for others, we could do stuff like that for ourselves. Why does Hashem care so much about people that do kiruv? Why does Hashem consider them something that's beyond just righteous? Where there was a shiur by Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, and he was talking about this tractate in Bava Metzia, but also describing a kiruv person or kiruv rabbi's afterlife, he says the highest level that a righteous person can reach is where the Malachei Hasharet, the angels of God, the righteous person reaches that level of heaven. He's going to be with them. He's going to be directly with the servants of God. There's only one level above them. That's literally above the angels of God. And there's only one kind of person that goes there. Someone that does kiruv. So even if someone is the Gdol Ador, someone knows Torah, like it's flowing out of his mouth, it's something amazing. He knows everything by heart. The whole Gemara, the whole Zohar, the whole Mishnah, the whole Chumash, Tanakh, hundreds of thousands of books. His whole life he's been in a room closed just with Torah. Never made a sin in his life. But he didn't do kiruv. Okay, so he gets to a high level in heaven, B'ezrat Hashem. Some little guy doesn't know even a quarter of what this tzaddik knows, but he brings Jews back. He brings Jews back to Hashem, gets to a high level. Why? Because if you think about it, at the end of Masechet Sotah, when it talks about the end of times, Hashem is giving us a very, very critical message. He's telling us that after all of these prophecies come true, which we talked about, whether it's promiscuity, inflation, war, all bad stuff, I'm going to put Am Yisrael in a situation where you will have nothing to rely on other than Avinu Shebashamayim, our Father in heaven. So whether you have money, your money is going to be worthless. You thought you had power, you're now going to be a peasant. You thought that your looks are going to get you somewhere, your looks are going to be worthless. Everything you thought was meaningful, I'm going to put you in a position where it's completely worthless, and there's only one thing that you can rely on. Me, God. That's it. Avinu Shebashamayim. Avinu Shebashamayim means our Father in heaven. So when he's saying that the only thing he's going to, the ultimate purpose, in essence, of the ultimate climax of this world, is for us to get to a point where we can only rely on our Father in heaven. So what is it telling us here? It's telling us here that no matter what we do, we're still his children. So if one of my children is not only righteous with me, but he's so worried about my other children, his brothers and sisters, to bring them back to me, him I love extra. Her I love extra. Because not only is she doing the right thing already, okay, she's keeping mitzvot, she's keeping Shabbat, she's keeping kosher, she's doing all the things, she's doing whatever she can. Whatever she's supposed to, she's doing it, fine. But she's doing chesed with Hashem. You could even say, you're almost, in essence, you're doing the favor, not just obviously you're the ones that benefit, Hashem is perfect, but in essence almost like you're doing the favor for Hashem. You're doing the chesed for Hashem because he has a lost child somewhere. Completely lost, has no concept of what God is. Has no concept of what's happening in the world around him. And you're getting this boy or girl to open a Torah every day for a little bit of time, to learn some Torah, to do mitzvot, to do something, to connect him with God. Doesn't get better than that. It doesn't get better than that. So, someone that really wants to connect to Hashem on a bigger level should spend as much energy as they can doing it. Again, like I said, not everybody's a speaker, not everybody is a scholar, but there's ways to do it for very, very cheap and very, very simple. Whether it's pressing like, or sharing videos, or bringing people to Shulei Torah, getting people to a point where it's not you're just pressing like all day like a robot. Right. Obviously have some purpose. Send it to people, do something beyond just being a robot. Hashem wanted robots, he just created the angels, he doesn't need humans. So, obviously, go out of your way to do chesed with Hashem. When you go out of your way to do chesed with Hashem, he will go out of his way to do chesed with you. In this world and the next.